When Time magazine compiled a list of the 20 most brilliant minds of the past century in 2000, Kurt Gödel was included as one of the two mathematicians. Kurt Gödel was born in 1906 in Brno, then part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, now in the Czech Republic. His parents were of Austrian descent. Even as a child, Kurt showed immense curiosity and a love for science. This earned him the nickname Mr. Y, because he always asked countless questions. By the age of 10, he was studying mathematics, religious studies, and several languages. At 25, he completed his doctorate in mathematics with a thesis that would become one of the most significant achievements in 20th century mathematics, the Gödel's theorem or Gödel's proof. To understand the significance of Gödel's work, imagine mathematics as a large castle built from fundamental blocks, axioms. Axioms are like the foundations of a building, basic truths that we cannot prove but accept as true. They are the starting point for all proofs in mathematics. Once we establish the axioms, we can use logical reasoning to build theorems just as we build a house from bricks. This process has been used in mathematics for over 2,500 years and has proven to be very successful. However, Gödel discovered something incredible in 1931. He showed that even if we have perfect axioms, we cannot prove that every truth in mathematics is correct using only those axioms. It is like building a house and finding that some bricks are missing or do not fit properly. Gödel said that in any mathematical system, there will always be some questions that cannot be answered using only that system. This discovery was like an earthquake in the world of mathematics. For example, a bizarre fact is that Gödel believed some of his theorems were so powerful that they could affect the universe if fully understood and applied. This might sound like science fiction, but for Gödel, it was a real possibility. Kurt Gödel was a very unusual person. His friends described him as highly intelligent, but also eccentric. Sometimes he believed in things that others found strange. For instance, Gödel was convinced he would be poisoned, so he only ate food prepared by his wife. He also suffered from various fears and obsessions, which eventually led to his nervous breakdown. Despite all these challenges, Gödel made some of the most significant discoveries in mathematics. An interesting fact is that Gödel often carried an umbrella even on sunny days because he believed it could protect him from invisible threats from space. Gödel was a good friend of Albert Einstein. They often walked and talked about science and life. On one occasion, Einstein said that his conversations with Gödel were the best part of his day. Their friendship was deep and significant for both of them. Moreover, Gödel had a habit of asking Einstein questions whenever he felt something could not be rationally explained, and Einstein always had an interesting answer. Many mathematicians, physicists, and scientists have different views on the existence of God. Gödel's proof of God's existence is very interesting for both believers and atheists. Here are the axioms and theorems on which Gödel's proof is based. Axiom 1, dichotomy. A property is positive if and only if its negation is negative. Axiom 2, conclusion. A property is positive if it necessarily contains a positive property. Theorem 1, a necessary positive property is logically consistent. That is, it is not necessarily true that its negation is true. Axiom 3, being godlike is a positive property. Axiom 4, being a positive property is necessary. Definition. A property is in its essence if and only if it contains RP and is necessarily minimal. Theorem 2. If something is godlike, then being godlike is a necessary property. Definition. X necessarily exists if it has an essence. Axiom 5. Existing is necessary if and only if all positive properties are necessary. Theorem 3. There necessarily exists an X such that X is godlike. These axioms and theorems show how Gödel used mathematics to think about deep and important questions, such as the existence of God. Imagine using pure logic to reach conclusions about something so mysterious and complex. This is another example of how Gödel's curiosity and innovation impacted the world. Gödel was an unusual and special person whose ideas and discoveries changed how we think about mathematics and the world around us. His work showed that even the most certain truths could be challenged and re-examined, making science so exciting and endlessly fascinating. If you liked the video, like it and subscribe to the channel to help it grow and spread these smart informations.